Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. We're always living life up to no grid. As promised, full garden tour on its way now. Just wanted to start out by saying A, it's windy, so disregard the hair. And B, I do have my selfie stick so I can try to do a good job at this. But I'm going to flip y'all around first so you can see where we're headed. So this is the rabbit tube that y'all have been inside. And this is the garden. Start out with, we have these nice crib rails. Thank you, CR90 Ranch follower Mel, for donating those. So we have blackberry, thornless blackberry, and chocolate mint planted in here. And then moving on around, we have our strawberry bed with one zucchini plant in the middle. And then in here, we have epazote, oregano, and spearmint. Then we have basil, different kind of mint, I forget which kind now, and a lot of comfrey plants. There. Got some peppers, squash, some daylilies, some narcissus, some more squash, tomatoes, green beans, squash, peppers, and a whole row of tomatoes. I have these IBC totes in the bathtub. I like to put my herbs in the bathtub. I've got basil, chives, a whole bunch of basil growing down there, the little basil, and then 2 things of rosemary and cilantro, I believe. Celery, there's supposed to be spinach in here. It's not sprouting. I'm going to have to replant. Loads of cilantro, loads of dill. I don't remember what that is. And peas. So these look awfully shaded, and they are, but they did really well last year, even in the shade. In fact, my lettuce and herbs, I think, did better because they were in so much shade, because the sun here is just brutal because we don't have any trees. But over here along the sides, all the way, let's see, over here, I've got like 6 new comfrey plants. I traded an electric log splitter for 7 or 8 big root balls of comfrey, 5 thornless blackberries, all of the mint that you see. So I have apple mint, spearmint, chocolate mint, regular mint. There's 5 different kinds of mint. I don't remember the other. There's 5 kinds of mint. The yellow narcissus, the daylilies. I mean, like $300 or $400 worth of greenhouse plants is what I got. And I was only asking $200 for the electric log splitter. So I feel like I made a really good barter there. Even Zach was a little bit impressed because my whole car was full of plants. So I feel like we got a really good start over here. Now, that's not the only garden. This is probably a small garden for some people, but this was my size of my last year's garden, and that was almost more than I could handle. But I like to bite off more than I can chew, especially when it comes to gardening, because most of the time I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know what's actually going to grow. So I just like to plant a lot and see what happens. So over here behind me, you might recognize from pictures, is what I like to call the secret garden. So I'm still making progress on pathways of mulch and things. So I've got a row of okra, a row of I don't know, another row of I don't know, and peas to grow up this piece of fencing, trellis. These are beets. Back there is some more peas. I thought I planted green beans in here somewhere, but I guess not. And then here I have a whole bunch of radishes, of which I am not a fan, but I did read somewhere that you could pickle radishes, which sounds interesting. And then also the pigs will eat them. And then I have a really big row of squash because that is way too close together. So I'm probably going to have to figure out how to spread those bad boys out a little bit. And then there was some Swiss chard up in there. some more I don't knows. And then over in here, I've got the sweet potato vines that I started, as well as 3 additional kinds of sweet potato. Japanese sweet potato, purple heart sweet potato, and regular sweet potato that was also part of the barter that I did. I also have the apple mint right down there growing that was part of the barter. And then as my little chaos corner, the I don't know rows are chaos rows. Like basically I planted stuff, I don't know what was in them. And then over here in this corner is also a chaos corner. I threw seeds in. I had a bunch of seeds left over from the year before, and they were all in a Ziploc bag, and they were all labeled carrots, I think, and I know that they weren't all carrots. Not even close. But I've also got some chaos wildflowers I'm going to be planting somewhere that will help with pollination. But that is the full garden tour. Hi, husband. Oh, one thing that I didn't show you was, it was also part of the barter, we have in the little bags here, Jerusalem artichoke. I'm really interested in that, but it's supposed to grow like 6 to 7 feet tall, and I'm not sure where to plant it that it won't shade my other plants. So I'm still working through that. Anywho, I think that's it. Remember, never a dull day at the ranch.